face, Dolphin. There, oh my goodness. Go faster than 30!
First of all, this video is not sponsored by anyone or any business, but I would like to give a shout out to Zara Supersport in Holmes Beach, Florida, whom we rented a jet ski from for a couple of hours. I would also like to give a shout out to Anna Maria Island Dolphin Tours, who took us on a boat tour not only to find these beautiful creatures, but also to tell us things about dolphins that we never knew. If you ever find yourself in or near Anna Maria Island, I definitely encourage you to check out both of these businesses to help you have a great experience on your visit. And the links for these places are down below in the description. Now, on with the video. Anna Maria Island is located just south of St. Petersburg and west of Bradenton. From it, you can see the Sunshine Skyway Bridge, which is about 7 to 9 miles northeast, depending on where you are on the island. To the west is the Gulf of Mexico, to the northeast is Tampa Bay, but to the southeast of the island is the shallow waters of the Anna Maria Sound, which is a part of the Intercoastal Waterway. The sound leads towards the Palma Sola Bay, but if you keep going, it'll take you to the Sarasota Bay. We'll be spending most of our time in the Anna Maria Sound. First time ever on a jet ski. Anna Maria Sound, Florida. And that's really fast for a boat. It's leaning. Very inexperienced boat driver here. It is fun. Oh man, this is fun. I need to get one of these myself. Boat passing here. If I know anything, I know to slow down when you're passing another boat. Her dad gets really mad about that stuff at their lake in Indiana. It just so happened that we were only 2 minutes into being out on the water, and I was just trying to get familiar with the jet ski, and all of a sudden we come across some dolphins.
Oh wow, that's a dolphin? Oh my goodness! Come on, dolphins. They're probably scared of the boat. No? They're not? They wouldn't be scared of the boat? Is that a dolphin or a shark? No, I think that was too small to be a shark, I feel like. Yes. I see. I saw it. Show your face, dolphin, so the camera can get it. Show your face, dolphin. There, oh my goodness. I got that on camera. Come on, dolphin. Oh my goodness. I got that on camera.
It's fishing.
Yeah. Where you at? Oh, there it is. Yep.
There's two.
I see. Yeah. Oh, that is cool.
That's freaking amazing.
That is cool.
Okay, so much closer.
Okay. All right.
They're not even scared of us, I bet.
They're, I can't see. Can't see where they went, but they're like over there.
Well, after all that excitement, we headed south towards the Sarasota Bay and had some fun on the jet ski.
How do I go faster? I'm gonna go faster than 30. I wanna go faster than 30! Go faster than 30! Why? Go faster than 30! What is wrong with you? Go faster than 30! I'm calling the guy. I don't want to go faster than 30. Hello? Hey, so we're pretty far out or I guess we're at the beginning of Sarasota Bay. How do you get it to go faster than 30? It like will stop at 30. All right, so I have
Calvin with me. I rented a jet ski from him on my trip to Anna Maria Island. And one of the things that I didn't pay attention to when he was going over the rundown of all the safety precautions before we rented the jet ski, which he did a great job of, by the way. There's just so much going on. And with my ADHD, I don't always catch everything. But one thing that you mentioned was how you have two different keys that you give people. One of them minimizes the speed. You can only go about 35, 37. And I must have not necessarily listened. And here I am on the jet ski screaming, I want to go faster.
So we have the two key options for one of two reasons. Typically our slower key, being that the vessel is a 3-star emission certified jet ski, we have it's called our eco key, which helps the performance of the ski kind of dial back a little bit, but still gives you all the safety features that the vessel has. And then it's also good for our crowd who is getting to know the ski, getting to know the waterways. We focus very heavily on the waterway itself, how to navigate, because it can be pretty easily get yourself turned around. And we also have a lot of sandbars in the area. So giving them that key that kind of pulls back until you guys are familiar with the area, it does wonders, because there are, stories every year where somebody rents a jet ski, they, might not know about the water depth, and then all of a sudden there's a sandbar, and if you're doing 50 or 60 miles an hour, that hit that sandbar, the sea or the jet ski, whichever you have, comes to a stop, but that passenger keeps moving, and it can cause some serious damage, crack some ribs, things of that nature. And our ultimate goal is to keep everybody safe and have those good experiences out on the water.
Definitely. And like I said, you guys did a great job of explaining everything to us before we were about to head out. That's one of the things I was nervous about. I'm not an experienced boat driver at all. That was the first time I was ever on a jet ski, but you did a great job explaining where to go, where to stay. What percentage of customers do you have, would you say, that are not familiar with the water of the area?
So say out of, say 30, in those cases, we would probably see 25 to 26 of them would be completely new to the area, or at least new to actually being on the water by themselves. It puts a different dynamic in. And so we try to really focus in on how to navigate, because typically we would say 90-95% are completely new to navigating by themselves.
For those who are more experienced boat drivers, what makes the area a great place to explore?
We have a whole lot of different sandbars, different kind of attractions that you guys can actually get to from our launching location. You have everything from, you can get to the southern tip of St. Peach and Fort DeSoto, out to Egmont Key, where Fort Dade is located. Fort Dade, I believe, is a Spanish fort back when the Spanish landed here, but there are some ruins and stuff left from it. There's Passage Key, which is a great little sandbar to stop at. And then even further south, you have Jewfish Island, as well as Beer Can Beach. Those are great places to be able to pull up on, lots of sandbars. It's lots of sand dollars, crabs, starfish, just lots of wildlife, as well as all the marine life as far as our different exotic birds and things like that are in the area. And then, of course, our dolphins. The dolphins are very apparent inside the intercoastal through Tampa Bay, the Gulf of Mexico. It's we're just on the edge of where like the water stays at a reasonable temperature for them. So pretty much all year round, they're here.
Yeah, and it was really cool for us because we were just out on the water for maybe 2 to 3 minutes when we came across dolphins. We were trying to I was just trying to figure out and get familiar with the jet ski, and here these dolphins are right in front of us. It was really cool. Do you have any really cool stories about seeing dolphins, interacting with them? You've been out on the water there, obviously way more than we have.
Yeah, absolutely. There's been several times where we'll be out and the dolphins will start to come up on the back side of us and they'll almost kind of ride with us. Like because they travel north and south inside that channel too. And so they'll maybe be 50, 60 yards off of us, but they're pretty much pacing with us. And I mean, we're maybe doing 35, 40 miles an hour and they're sitting there right there with us. My business partner, he's actually been kind of like sitting out in the bay and dolphins will come up underneath, swim up underneath them. And I mean, they're right there. It's very, very typical that that launching location that we left from, they kind of push schools of fish up into that little area there, and you'll see them start to feed on the smaller schools of fish. And so that's kind of neat to see that kind of them out in their natural habitat doing their thing as far as feeding and how they hunt essentially.
How long have you been doing this jet ski rental business, and how did you guys start?
So we're coming up on a year. It'll be a year in August. We started in August 7th of 2021. So coming right up on that year mark. I actually was an audio engineer and systems technician prior to COVID. When COVID hit, it completely wiped my career out. I ended up having to move out of Jacksonville, Florida, go back home, kind of get my things back in a row here, and then saved up some money just doing odd and end jobs and stuff through the pandemic. Decided to get back here to Florida. I was like, you know what, I want to go to the Gulf side, and got here and I said, you know what do I want to do for work? I was like, well, I really like the water. I really like mechanics, boats, things of that nature. And so I was like, you know what, jet skis sound great. And, you know, we kind of went to town and figured out all the legalities, everything that we needed, what the best products were. And I think we've done a great job of having a response and a plan put in place to provide better experiences for people. Definitely not trying to nickel and dime. We're very transparent about our pricing model. We have only one upgrade. We don't charge damage deposits because ultimately it really actually doesn't do much for the company other than attempting to. The way I see it is it kind of puts a little bit of fear into people. Whereas if I educate and say, look, it's all going to be okay. This is how the machine works. This is how we navigate. That confidence and that care is what actually creates safe drivers, and not that, oh, I have X number of dollars, you know, you better not wreck it or you better not do any damage to it. I don't feel like that's a good business practice for us and our business model. And so I like having the idea of being genuine, being a person, educating, and creating those safe drivers because they are confident and calm.
One other thing that I almost forgot to ask you about is if you're coming from out of state and you're visiting Florida, you need to have a boater's license. And you can apply for a temporary boater's license that's good for 90 days. It's really not that hard to study for and to take the test for. It's a really quick thing. But you guys provide that on your website as well.
Yes, absolutely. We use boated.com. It's a state of Florida certified exam. It's 25 questions, takes you about 25 to 45 minutes, depending on how in-depth you read through some of the presentation material. You got to get an 80% on it. And like I said, it's only 25 questions. So it's normally pretty easy. There is a step up from that, and that's your lifetime license. I think it's about 8 hours of material to cover. I really took my time with mine and really dove in just because I was going to be doing this on a professional level of, you know, instructing and things like that. So it took me about 13 hours to complete it. Of course, I went through it with a fine tooth comb just so I knew what I was talking about and being able to properly educate others. But for the state of Florida also, we have reciprocity for those types of things. So if you have a boater's course or boater's license in your state, like I have a gentleman from New Hampshire that's going to be joining us later this month. He actually has a New Hampshire's boater's license. And as long as it's the correct type, Florida says, nope, you're good to go, because normally those courses are more in depth, and as well as, you know, they're kind of like concealed carry licenses, things of that nature. You know, some states go, yeah, we'll honor that one, or, you know, we'll change laws or something like that. But normally the states around us are we're all good. And Florida has all 50 states have reciprocity in the state of Florida when it comes to your boater's licenses. So if you hold a boater's license in another state, chances are it will transfer.
Well, there you have it, guys. It is Calvin with Zara Super Sports. You can find them in the link down below for the description of this video. And that was some great information there, and another thing that you can do on your vacation to Florida. Thanks for joining, Calvin.
Thank you, guys.
This GoPro is waterproof. I can stick it underwater, see if we see anything cool. Yeah, I don't know what that GoPro just saw, but maybe something cool, I don't know. I should have stuck this underwater with the freaking dolphins when we were over there. I'm dumb.
All right, well, speaking of dolphins, next we went on a dolphin tour later in the day. Who needs SeaWorld when you can just go out and see them in their natural habitat? So I actually went on this dolphin tour, and Chris was my captain back on Monday, April 18th. Went on a tour from about 3 to 5 p.m. Saw quite a few dolphins out there in the Sound, actually. So how long have you been giving these dolphin tours?
Well, locally in this area, about 4 years, but I've been in the industry since 1998.
I remember one thing you said on the dolphin tours, that it never gets old seeing these dolphins.
Every day is so different with them, with the weather conditions, our guests we have on board. It's always different. So it's a pleasure.
Yes, well, it was a very fun time for me and my wife when we came, that is for sure, because we live up here in Michigan, so we don't get to see dolphins that often. So what is it about the Anna Maria Sound that dolphins enjoy?
Well, I think if you think about how an Atlantic bottlenose dolphin would migrate, typically they're going to chase food source and water temp. For us, for about a 40-mile stretch in our waterways, the average depth is about 3 to 5 feet overall. So for them, well, one, water temp's relatively the same year round, between 70 and 90 degrees. It'll fluctuate either side of that, but for the most part, it's the same. With it being so shallow, it's actually easier for the animal to hunt. So it's easier for them to find food and hunt for it. And with it being so shallow, they end up being the apex predator. You're not going to have a lot of these big sharks coming in that shallow water just because they like the comfort of deeper water. You'll occasionally have a bull shark just because they're extremely arrogant, but for the most part, the dolphin would be apex in that long stretch, and that's why they've been here for so long and continue to be so.
Now, they're not worried about humans one bit. They don't run away from boats. They just continue doing their own thing. Why is it that? What's the connection between humans and dolphins?
Well, I think it's a combination of things. One, the intelligence level is off the charts, and really we're just barely understanding it really at this point. The other, though, is the memory. A dolphin's memory is like an elephant. So every boat on the waterway, every vessel will have a different sound underwater to the animal, a pitch.
Oh, it's right there, right there.
And a lot goes into the sound a boat makes. It's the design of the hull, it's the brand of the engine, it's the style of the propeller. It can be the rattle of the vessel as you move along. But just through repetition of interactions, these dolphins will know the boat as soon as the boat pulls up because of the intelligence, because of the memory. Now, they're highly intelligent, but they're also moody like us. So if they want to interact, they most definitely will. But a lot of times they're going to act as if we don't even exist, and that's totally fine.
Another creature that you often come across on these dolphin tours, not near as often as dolphins, but you sometimes will come across manatees. That's another cool creature that people don't often see, but you might get a chance to see one when you're out on your tour.
That's right. And manatees are all about water temperature. So, obviously over the course of the last month or even 6 weeks, as our water temp has increased, you're going to see a lot more manatees around. It's a big animal. You're talking 13 foot up to 2,000 pounds, pretty much a baked potato with a tail. But being so big, they have no blubber. So they have to migrate out to different areas when the water temp drops. But this time of year, you've got a good chance of seeing them almost on every trip. Now, they're a little bit harder to spot than that dolphin is. You're looking for it's a hairy coconut that comes up. That's kind of what their snoot looks like. And but they are here. They're really neat animals. They're gentle giants, if you will.
Do they stay in the shallow waters too, or do they venture off into the deep water more often?
If you would have asked me that 10 years ago, I probably would have said absolutely they prefer the shallows, the grass flats, cruising the shoreline. But over the course of time, I've started to see them, well, for instance, in the middle of Tampa Bay. which is a large body of water that I would never expect that. So I think depending on their status for the day, they will venture out into deeper water, most definitely.
Now, your business offers several different Dolphin Tour packages. You can go with a public tour with a bunch of other people. You can do a private tour. And there's other things you can do, too. You can rent a pontoon boat from your guys' business. What are all the different packages you can go with?
Yeah, you're hitting it spot on. So we offer the public and private Dolphin tours. Those are 2 hours. Then we also do a sunset tour. The highlight for that is the sunset, but we try to incorporate a little dolphin encounter as well. And then you mentioned the pontoon rentals. We do that as well, have 4 pontoon boats. They all have plotters on it. Makes it a little easier navigating around these waters with that on there. But then we also do 3 and 4 hour private trips to our sandbars and islands. So, we have several sandbars and islands in the area. We have a state park that's an island called Egmont Key. Really, really excellent spot to check out. Whether you want to shell, swim, explore the trails, go look for gopher tortoises, or maybe if you like history at all, there's a fort that was built during the 1800s in the Spanish-American War time frame that you can explore a lot of those ruins out there. So the difference for our 3 and 4 hour charters is those are customizable to our guests. You know, a lot of folks get on there, they're very specific. My trip this morning, they wanted sand dollars. Well, I'm going to take you go get sand dollars. So it's a little bit different for us on those trips. We'll lay out what we normally do, but we have asked for suggestions from the guests. You guys are paying for the trip. You should have a say-so on what you guys do, but they're all a wide variety of options with our company.
Well, there you have it. The link is down in the description for his website, Anna Maria Island Dolphin Tours. And you can check out all of those packages if you're ever down in the area, and you can go ahead and schedule yourself a dolphin tour or rent a pontoon boat, maybe go on a private tour. His company offers quite a bit of options. Well, I definitely had a great time with my 2 hour dolphin tour with my wife, being out on your public boat tour. And I'm sure that if you check out his business, I'm sure that you can find a great experience yourself. All right. Well, thanks for being on.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for doing this. And any of you folks that are interested in coming, please don't hesitate to mention my name, and we'll get you out there, see what we can find.
All right, so there you have it. I don't know about you, but for me, it's a lot more of a thrill to see dolphins in their natural habitat than it is behind glass windows at a zoo or at SeaWorld. You just have to know where to go. It can be cheaper to see them this way, too. But anyway, if you're looking for your next vacation spot and you enjoy beaches, oceans, and everything that comes along with them, maybe you should put Anna Maria Island on your list of places to visit. The entire Gulf Coast between Tampa Bay and Sarasota is beautiful. These drone shots are from Lido and Siesta Key, in which both are right by Sarasota. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like for all of the amazing insight that you heard in this video, and we'll see you next time. Peace! Oh yeah, and thanks for watching.